statistics. But when your largest trading partner starts sewering, you better take notice, and I guarantee the U.S. will. But all of the other defaults that have occurred up until now in restructurings and currency crises are in countries that I'm really sad to say most of these countries don't have the GDP of 30 of the top U.S. states. Each U.S. state has a bigger economy than these countries that fail on a regular basis, and that's why you have the IMF and all these other institutions trying to draw up things called special drawing rights and all of this. UBI, as Jeff said, the key component is it is actually harming the people that they're trying to help, and that's why we need to educate that portion as to why Bitcoin can move them from their continuous debasement or theft, Jeff calls it, in terms of inflation and the like, how they can change their position meaningfully in a store of value proposition.
I mean, yes, it would be harming them unless we can convince them and educate them to buy Bitcoin with it. And if that were the case, then maybe it would actually be helpful.
How about if a central bank actually did it for them? Totally. What if you actually had management of a country that was smart enough to realize, hey, it was gold, but gold is, sort of gold. This is so much better. And actually, I'm the CEO of a country, and I'm making a fiduciary decision for my stakeholders, which happens to be your population, and I am managing the risk by putting some of my reserves into the purest form of money ever invented. Okay,
just like people before them and corporations before them, but this is inevitable. This is what's going to happen.
And as soon as that happens, boy, oh boy, there's going to be a gap up. Michael Saylor calls it a rip. Call it a face melting rally, whatever you want to call it. But don't be short Bitcoin when that first central bank. And by being short, when I say don't be short, you better own some, because if you own zero, you're short, right? So you better own some for when that central bank comes out and says. You saw today there was a Japanese company that put 100 million. 100 million is a rounding error. What happens though is you get 100 million, and pretty soon you're talking billions, and then you're talking hundreds of billions. And oh my goodness, can you imagine if one of Canada's energy-rich provinces actually came out and said, Bitcoin is digital energy, and I've decided to embark on this reclaiming the natural resource base of Canada and getting paid in a beautiful form of money. Man, Jeff, would I want to be part of that country? And all of a sudden, all the people that are leaving Canada would actually say, hey, maybe I'm going to come back. And I actually personally know close to 20 people who have left Canada to move to tax havens in the Caribbean and the like. Each one of those people are not leaving because they're really bullish on Canada. Let me tell you, okay? And that's a bad thing, because as soon as you lose that tax base, you're not left with a whole lot left, right?
I said that recently to, I won't say who, but a politician. I said, listen, if Canada ever went after this, I'm leaving, right? And with all the companies and everything else, they can go anywhere. And so if a government now starts threatening kind of Bitcoin and everything else, you can imagine what ends up happening to their economy. The best leave.
100%. That's there's a word in bond trade. Well, it's a word in everything, and unfortunately, it's true. But crap rolls downhill, right? And the people that are left are the people holding the bag. And hey, man, I love my country. I know you do too, Jeff. I'm gonna